obviously it's adapted from the Philip K. Dick story, is more than the Verhoeven film. But was there anything from the Verhoeven film that you wanted to kind of keep in this approach, in this adaptation?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's also a combination of both. It's not you know, there's a lot of people out there that are saying it's closer to this, it's closer to that. It's you know, more importantly, it's its own film as well, and a lot of what is, you know, the stuff that's drawn from the original film. A lot of it is a fun you know, homage to. Just kind of putting a twist on some of the things that I just really loved as you know, as a teenager watching that, and then a lot of this just original to itself. That luckily, actually, part of the thing about doing a remake that has similarities, it's actually you always get frustrated as a director if they just show everything on a trailer, and so this has kind of been nice that what they've shown is a little bit more of what's familiar. So I feel like. It's kind of access all, you know, a lot of what is original about this movie. I've been able to kind of hide and hold on to, so that when you go to the movie, it's you know. So I feel like that's one of the upsides of this.
You got the three-breasted woman up front.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things, like, you know, the fun things. They're just like the you know to kind of keep some of those elements alive. They've kind of put out there, which has allowed me to kind of hold on to what's you know, original about us. So that's a plus side of it.
Yeah, you know, with your wife, with Kate, you've done in the Underworld movies, you know, made her this great sci-fi hero. Was it kind of fun to kind of put her as the villain in this one and sort of, you know, reverse that?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the reason that she wanted to do it, and why I wanted her for it. And it's, you know, I really wanted Laurie, that character, to have a mix of, you know, of course she has to have just the physical ability, and you buy her as an agent, you buy her as this kind of this badass character that if she were to catch, you know, our hero, that it would be a fight to watch. That's hard enough sell in a casting just in itself. I knew she would have that, but also wanted Laurie to have a very just fun and like this cunning sense of humor, just this wit.
Our marriage.
What can I say? I give good wife.
And I knew Kate could bring that to life, and it's also something that people aren't completely familiar with. So I thought I always like that as well. Things that, you know, people are not used to, you know, calling necessarily in this type of role. And I always like to you know, showcase people in a way that they haven't been seen before. It's part of the fun as a director, I think, as you know, as well.
Yeah, keep it fresh, and they're both great, and they kick so much ass in the movie.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've directed a Die Hard film. I know at some points you were working on Escape from New York.
Very like maybe like a week.
For a week.
No, they called me about it. I read the script. I had a talk with Jerry Butler at the time. And but I was kind of in and out of it.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, and to the point of then making Total Recall, what is it that you think audiences love about these 80s and 90s action films that still resonate with them today, that make them approachable for a remake or reimagining or what have you?
I think it's not even 80s. I think it's you know, because I mean we've been doing you know, kind of retelling of stories for, you know, ages. So I think it's we just happen to be, I think, drawing for some of the 80s now because we're in, you know, the era that we're in. So we're, you know, but I think it's having something that's familiar. I think people are just drawn to. You know, I'm always, you know, I will always go buy the new, you know, the new comic book version of all the characters that I love, and you know, they do like a new twist on comic books all the time, you know, and so it's something I'm kind of used to, and look forward to you know, a new version of Batman, whether it's through a film or whether it's through the comic book. You know, I think it's people want to see how it's progressed with, you know, possibly you know, the world that we live in today, and how a movie like, whether it's you know, superheroes or what have you, how they would be told today. You know, I mean, everybody speaks for themselves, but that's you know, where I guess my, you know, interest comes from.
Yeah, well, certainly in the case of Total Recall, there's such rich characters that we want to see.
Yeah, and it's just the concept itself is so strong, and so I felt that it was okay to take it in a different, you know, on a different adventure, because the core thing that's important about Recall to me is the Recall idea, the facility itself, going in, being able to implant memories and actually escape with an actual, you know, memory that is fixed into your mind, and whether that's a fixed memory of going to Mars, or an invasion to Earth, or going to, whatever that journey is, that's the core concept that's fascinating.
Total Recall.
They've got a lock on the vehicle.
You're gonna need your seatbelt on!